If you have a golf cart and the seat is looking a little shabby and needs some repair, watch today's video and I'll show you how to repair it. We live on an acreage and we use this golf cart all of the time. Hours and hours every week, potentially hours every day. Our dog even loves to ride on the golf cart. But the seat was looking a little shabby, so I had Ross take off the seat for me, and I'm going to show you today how you can simply recover the seat on your golf cart. Okay, I have the seat upside down here on my sewing table. The equipment you're going to need is you're going to need a electric stapler. This is one that we purchased off of Amazon. Works really good. I've done tons of projects with it. I have the link for that down below. I also have the link for this. This is a staple remover. This we have literally used for over 30 years, but they still make them, and it is a must-have when you're taking out your staples. So this is a staple remover. I like to keep a magnet handy because these little staples, as they come out, they tend to get everywhere, and you'll need replacement staples. You're also going to need to have replacement fabric. So measure your project and get enough fabric to do it. I just needed to get a yard. This is actually marine vinyl that we got, I think, for under $10. So we'll be able to do a pretty cheap project for you. So first step, just go around your project and remove your staples. And this is where the magnet comes into play. You may have brackets on the bottom of your seat. Just leave those intact, as you can cut your fabric to go around those, but I'm going to go ahead and take out the staples. Okay, I have all of the staples off. The wood is starting to show its age, but I think we'll be okay. I realize this is the second time I've upholstered this. That's how much we use the golf cart on our property. Luckily, the foam is still in good shape. That's why I wanted to catch it before it started to deteriorate too bad. It is getting worn where we slide in and out, but that can cover with fabric because foam, as you might know, is very expensive. So just going to get my new fabric ready. The easiest way is just to place your fabric face down. Okay, so my fabric is barely the right width. You're going to want to have a good 2 inches minimum on each side. On the front and back here, I get to have a little bit more, but you need to have at least a couple good inches so that you can staple up and over. So when you're estimating, measure that way. Don't cut your fabric yet. The way I like to do it is start in and then we trim. When you start using your staple gun, no matter how high tech or powerful, you're going to need to have a hammer handy to pop in, because some of them just won't quite go in all the way, so just have a hammer handy for that. So I have my fabric pretty much centered with the seat in the center, so it looks like we're pretty good. So with upholstering, you always go opposite. If I put staples here, then I need to put staples here. If I go to the left, then I need to go to the right. So you just pull it up and over. We don't need to go super tight right now because we have nothing on the other side. And pop in. Now this is when we're going to have to pull it tight. Make sure you have all the give out of it. And go straight across. So I've just popped in 2 there. It didn't quite set just like I had anticipated. So you just use your hammer and make sure that those are nice and flat. So we went 2 there. Now I'm going to go on each end. Pull it nice and tight. Okay, now I'm going to work on this corner. And corners can be tricky, but if you just go slow and not try to do it in big chunks. So they're just going to put one in there. And you're going to want to have the ability to cut some slits in this so that the fabric has places to lay down. So I went in the center. Now I'm going to go continue on this right side here, nice and smooth. I'm going to go on the left side, keep this side nice and smooth. Now I'm going to go on one side of each of the curve. So I'll just pull, and there's wrinkles, and that's going to be okay on this project. So I have one side pulled there. Go on the opposite side. And at this point, before I go too far, I like to see what the top side is looking like. So it's nice and smooth, and I have my bumps in the fabric, but we'll get those taken care of. Okay, I'm going to continue. Now we'll go on this side. That one popped out. And as that one popped out, good time to tell you, I'm putting just a few in right now. When we're done, we're going to go back and smash this full of staples for reinforcement. So that was just a replacement there. So I'm going to do one more here. Okay, that bump is a little bigger than I want, so I'm going to work on that a little more. So I'm going to take those back out. There, that's better. Apologize for the squeaking, that's my table. Get some of this bulk out of the way so I can see what's going on. Okay, so there's the corner. On this method, you just fit in the fabric, the heat. Before you know it, this will be smoothed down and you're not even going to see the bumps. So you're going to continue that. You're going to mirror that on the other corner, and then I'll show you how to do the back. I have both corners tacked and turned it over to make sure it looks right. So before I go any further, I'm going to go ahead and just really reinforce my staples on this corner. And I'll do the same for that side. But while I have it here, the next step is I'm going to finish the front and the back here. And this will happen as you get going and the fabric stretches. You might even find that one corner laid better than the other just because of the way the fabric stretched. So at this point, there's a little gap created from my very first staple. So I'm just going to go ahead and take those two out and adjust it so that this is nice and smooth, and then continue and do the straight edges. Then we'll do the back corners. Okay, this is the back corner, and it has a bracket. One of our brackets is actually missing. So I'll show you how to go around this bracket. This is a less of a severe of a corner, but the same principle applies. Just pull it and do one staple. Go on one side, smoothing it from the edge. I'm not going to worry about the bracket right now. Put one there. For the bracket, I am just going to cut down each side of it on this side, making sure you don't cut too deep up here. So I'm just going to do that so that I can pop a staple in there and on the edges. So I'm just going to continue going back and forth, making little pleats on each edge, and then you'll do it on your other corner, and then I will staple around my bracket last. Okay, this corner went together really good. Now I'm going to go ahead and finish the piece coming up to it. And the same down this edge. For the bracket, I just ended up putting a couple staples on the edge of it. If your bracket comes off, you might want to take it off and put the fabric under it. But ours is old and didn't want to risk ruining the wood there. Okay, so there you have the completed seat, and here it is, all ready to give Minnie, our black lab, a ride again. So it's a fast project. It's definitely, there's a lot of ways that you can do corners to be more technical, but for this application, I wanted to show you a simple way that you didn't need a sewing machine to be able to upholster a bench. So if you have any questions while you're doing yours, please leave a comment down below. But as always, truly, we appreciate you watching DIY on the House.